Hello. How are you doing? How have you been doing? Feels like it's been forever. So, a little bit of an update. I'm in a garage right now, sweaty because I just went for a walk. Anyway, so I'm going to do these videos as the last 2 months, like November, December, rest of the year type of vibe. And pick up with the regular schedule programming in December. Probably, yes. So I'm actually staying with my parents right now because my mom needed to have a knee replacement. So I came out here to help them with that. That's actually taking place on Halloween day. So if you have any good vibes available, send those over to my mom. So as you'll see, my space is a little different because I don't have my table. And yeah, that's really it. I just wanted to give this quick little intro, say hello. Hope you're doing well. I'm sweating like a bitch. I'm in Vegas, or technically Henderson. Used to Colorado, a little bit cooler weather, but that's okay. My skin is loving how much I'm sweating. So let's get into the readings. Say hi in the comments. And yeah, let's go. Hi, Leo. Look who it is. It's Leo. Anyway, hello. Welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. I hope you're all doing well. I know I said that at the little intro video. I made it a couple weeks ago though, and I have no clue what I said in there. I can't hold a thought or memory. But yeah. So my mom's surgery was actually moved up a couple weeks. So she had her surgery last week, which honestly, I'm not even sure when I'm gonna put these videos out, but anyway, it's already done. She's in a rehab facility because she's disabled anyway. So just to kind of, get some help with physical therapy and stuff. I don't even know why I'm saying any of this, but if you have healing vibes, good juju available, send it over to my mom. We'd appreciate it. So, we're going to do a few cards for November, a few cards for December. And I apologize if the camera is shaking. I'll try to keep that to a minimum as much as I can. But let's shuffle with a little bit more intention here, and then we'll get the cards out for Leo. Message for Leo, November and December. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's see. We have the Five of Swords. What in the world? The Three of Swords. The Ace of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. Holy crap. Okay. We have the Emperor. So this would be for November. I should have said that already, and I apologize. So this would be for November. This will be for December over here. Okay. So it honestly really kind of feels like Leo is going through it. This honestly, like this whole thing almost just kind of feels like a tower moment. But we have the Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So it's like all of this stuff and whatever that stuff is like being cleared out or examined in order for there to be like some sort of harmony or like union. You know, something, because we have the Four of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Sun card after that. So it's like, you know, if you are in kind of this energy of feeling like, you know, you're going through it, just, it's almost kind of like, just know, like, you know, there's a purpose for this. And that purpose is to bring in this good stuff here. So, you know, we start with the Five of Swords. Like I said, this would be November here. We start with the Five of Swords. Fives are, you know, kind of transitionary type of energy. They're like nothing to allow yourself to get stuck in. But it is, you know, like just that transitionary period where there might just be some sort of conflict. Because change isn't really all that easy either. Sometimes it can be, of course, but not all the time. And with the swords, you know, that talks about our mind space, our thoughts, perceptions, like how are we perceiving our reality? What are the stories that we're attaching to experiences? And I always see the Five of Swords as being the card of the battle of wits. And, you know, it's just interesting, like on this card here, you know, there's these two swords laying down here. They're holding this sword kind of in a defensive type of way, like, you know, they're ready, right? And just kind of the way that they're not even holding it properly, for one thing, right? Like they're holding it on the blade side, not this, what is this called? Handle. I know that there's an actual, I think, term for that, but of course I can't think of it. And maybe too, because this almost just kind of feels to me about trying to have some sort of controlling advantage. That's interesting. And we have it paired here with the Ace of Swords, which is the sword of truth. It's, you know, like divine truth, objective truth, right? I mean, how many times can I say truth? But it's also new ideas, new perspective, like something is coming in that is allowing you to see things differently, allowing you to think of a situation differently. And maybe that's what you're wrestling with, like maybe there is some sort of like shift, like a paradigm shift. There could have been some sort of truth revealed here, and maybe that truth was revealed due to, some type of conflict going on with the Five of Swords. It could have to do with your job. So we have the Queen of Pentacles here. Or, it could have to do with, like how you make a living or where you live or something along those lines. Like I said, there could have just been something that has been revealed here with this Ace of Swords. And then we have the Three of Swords up here, which, talks about rejection, heartbreak. But again, with it being swords, it's how that story lives in our minds. Like, what is a narrative that we're putting on the experience, right? And whatever the narrative is, for you, that is correct in this moment, right? That would be if you heard that horn, it's confirmation. But, we have permission at all times, indefinite permission to change our minds. Like something happens and we immediately attach a thought to it. We immediately attach a meaning to a thing, right? And then that's kind of where the suffering happens, because it's usually, kind of something from the past. A prior conflict, whatever the case may be. There could have been some sort of argument that revealed something about the situation, about the person that you're dealing with. If there's somebody else involved here also, it could have even revealed something about yourself. And the Queen of Pentacles, Pentacles having to do with our time, our money. It's the physical 3D. So literally anything that you can touch. It's your home. It's your physical body. Oops, sorry. It's, when we talk about the queens, I see the queens as being the energy, like we embody the energy of the suit. Like we notice it within ourselves. So, this is about like self-care, making sure that our needs are met, whether that's physically, again, making sure that you're taking care of your body, or handling your money, She has this like Mother Earth, kind of nurturing, comfortable, like comfort food type of like feeling here. And also, how this pentacle is like kind of up here in the mind space, right? So again, there could just be a focus on, if this situation is affecting or could have an effect on how you make a living. But then in December, over here, first of all, we have 2 knights, which I don't think I really realized before. Like when I was looking at these cards before. But we have 2 knights over here. So the Knight of Cups, both of these are messengers, right? That, knights bring in information to us. Cups having to do with our emotions. The Knight of Cups is going to offer some sort of emotional something. They're holding the Ace of Cups here. So it could be an offer of commitment. It could be an apology. It could be, some sort of message coming in that, it's going to affect how you're feeling. And then the Knight of Swords is a bit faster moving. They're holding the Ace of Swords over here. So taking those ideas and really kind of running with them, seeing if they hold water. But we start with the Emperor. I got a little bit ahead of myself. We start with the Emperor in December. And the Emperor is fire, right? I mean, this is a card of Aries, Mars energy here. You could be feeling this impact in whatever house you have Mars in, but also I believe that Mars is going to be retrograde. I can't remember. I should have looked at that because it came up in Cancer's reading too. But, Mars goes retrograde at the end of October, and I can't remember how long it's going to be retrograde. But Mars is going through Gemini, though, so you can see wherever Gemini is in your chart, and see if there's any kind of relation there to, of course, your situation. Mars talks about motivation, and it's going to affect change in some capacity. But the Emperor is, it's the divine masculine energy, not like a gender, but just the energy. Like they're gonna go after what they want. There's a confidence that Leo knows everything about. It's like having the audacity. To go after, like the things that you want. So it's almost kind of like whatever the situation is over here, it could even just maybe be putting this fire under your ass to really almost kind of like recognize like what do you want to go after? How do you kind of show up in your life? Like how are you the authority in your own life? Because this is also, kind of leadership energy here too. And it's not even necessarily like, you're on a stage and, like leader that way or leader of some huge something or other. But it's almost just kind of like being it's like by living your life, you show, it's almost like you give other people permission to live theirs, authentic too. Themselves, like just because you're doing it. And people are like, oh, you mean I can just be who I am and that's okay? Yeah. Exactly. And maybe even by like being in this energy, that could even be what creates this Knight of Cups. Like that could be why this Knight of Cups comes in. But also, the Emperor isn't going to chase. The Emperor is going to allow something to come to them. And that's, really kind of the energy that I'm even getting from this because, the Knight of Cups would be coming to the Emperor and offering this cup. And the Emperor is just kind of like, I don't know, give me some more information on it. But that's what I was kind of saying, in the beginning about like this kind of tower-ish kind of feeling to this whole thing, because was I saying that? How do I not know? And it's only been a couple minutes. That's like, okay. Did I say that for you guys or was that for Cancer? I'm like, I don't even. Anyway, but again, it's like whatever this situation is for you that's happening in November, it's like it almost just it frees up this energy for you to first of all like kind of recognize your own power, like almost get your power back. Like how could I even let a job treat me that way? Or how could I even let a job make me feel like I'm at a loss and it's not them that are at a loss for losing me as an employee, right? Like it's almost kind of like, again, just your energy almost coming back to you. And maybe people are recognizing that. But again, even so, it's creating this opportunity here. Something is definitely coming in. And then also this Knight of Swords is like right behind the Emperor. So there's definitely something mentally that's kind of like driving you forward here. And again, it could just be because it's like, reclaiming your power, reclaiming how you feel about yourself, what your outlook on your life is. It's also really actually kind of interesting because this Knight of Swords could be because okay, I'm it's like I can feel it. I'm just having a hard time like using my words. I wish you guys could just I wish I could like transfer my emotion like to you guys so you could just get it, for this situation, of course, not like all the time. But it's almost it feels like this could be coming out of the blue. I mean, this could be communication coming in, of course, but it's like the Emperor's back is to this Knight of Swords, right? And even just the posture and the body language, just the way that this horse's face is kind of drawn, and that, there's this determination and game face almost is like how this feels. So it's interesting because it's almost like, is this knight coming in to try to, take out the Emperor? And who is the Emperor? Like, are you the Emperor or are you the Knight of Swords here? And what's also interesting is that this Knight of Cups is, it looks like, right, they're offering this cup to the devil, making a deal with the devil. And now, of course, it would really kind of depend on your feelings about that whole situation. Don't sell your soul to anybody, okay? Don't do that. Let's see. Violence, vehemence, force, fatality. Well, geez. That's real. A horned goat with the wings of a bat confronts us. He holds a fiery flame in his taloned hand, and his horns are tipped with blood. He holds a great black chain of slavery. It is slavery to the material life. He awaits those who fall from the spiritual life and those who serve things rather than God. That's real. Let me see. The emperor says he is a crowned monarch seated on a throne which bears a ram's head. His beard is gray, his demeanor stately. He is virtually virility, I don't know what that means, tempered by experience. He carries in his right hand the Ankh, the ancient Egyptian symbol of power. He holds the world in his left hand. He rules over thought rather than the animal world. He is the higher man whose power is not of war but knowledge, meanings, stability, power, protection, authority, experience, and will. The Knight of Swords, skill, bravery, defense, wrath, war, destruction, opposition, resistance, ruin. Very interesting. The devil talks about, those things that I just read from the book, but it talks about, those things that do control us. The emperor talks about control too. It's addiction, right? And that can be to, of course, substance. It could be addicted to distraction, a way of being, a way of thinking. Very interesting. Because it's almost like, you could be dealing with because now it's kind of like, now that I've seen it this way, it's like I'm having a hard time not seeing these cards together this way versus this way. But okay, there's so many things going through my head. Anytime the devil shows up anyway, it's always just kind of like a check, just maybe check where you are at with the devil energy. This could be that you are kind of starting to look at these things. It could even be just like self-sabotage. This could be, being impulsive, like not thinking about the actions that you're going to take, like just doing them. And it's almost kind of like that's how you end up staying in a certain cycle, right? Because, I mean, of course, it's like doing what we believe is best or what has worked in the past, right? But it might have worked, but is that good or bad? Like, did it work out positively, or did it just basically get us from like A to B, but we still end up staying, like in the same cycle? For instance, just as a quick example, so if this is about a job, this would be almost like kind of taking the first offer that comes to you, right? Jumping in head first and then ending up just as miserable as you were over here. Or just kind of ending up in a position that maybe you don't want to be in again. Because like I said, at the bottom of the deck we have the Four of Wands, which talks about having a stable foundation. It's 1111, with the wands here. But it is a card of like celebration. This is reaching level ground, right? Like, again, this feeling of stability. The actions that you have taken or will take set you up for success. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles. This is, like what you are focusing your energy on growing or building, like you would start to see the fruits of those labors. But it's also recognizing that you have to put time and attention into something in order for it to grow and blossom. So there's this level of like patience and determination that the Seven of Pentacles asks us to commit to something. And then, like I said, we have the Sun card after that, which this is a card of Leo. But, this is like all of the good feelings wrapped into one card. It's also, life force energy. So there's this feeling of like rebirth, rejuvenation. And then we have the World after that, which, it's the end of a cycle, the end of a way of being. So I would say, like with whatever happens in November, okay? What am I trying to say? So whatever happens in November here, good or bad or otherwise, right? It's like in December, really be sure that you are taking deep breaths. Like try not, if at all possible, try not to make decisions quickly. Like, really kind of just give yourself some time to kind of go through the ups and downs of whatever, if there's a decision that you have to make here, or whatever this offer is that's coming in, even if it's relationship, business, whatever, you know, it is. It's like, sit on it, sleep on it, take a little bit of time, really run it through, like, you know, is this going to get me where I see myself going? Is this going to help or hinder? Is there some sort of negotiation that can happen here? Because the emperor isn't going to take the first offer that's given to them. And I see the devil as being, you know, like, again, not allowing like prior shit, or even not reacting to things in a way that you have in the past. And sometimes, like I said, it's literally just a matter of not reacting right away. Thinking, just think on it. It's almost kind of like, let the pieces fall first, like fall where they may, let them fall. And then from there, take a look, take stock, take whatever inventory, whatever, word. And because it's like, there's this opportunity here. And two, it's almost like this portal, right? Like this could be like going into 2023. Like, you could be setting goals here. You could be revisiting goals. And it's like there's this portal here. Like how do you want to proceed forward? What do you want to put your energy and time into? What is going to make you feel alive, right? And like filled with passion and purpose. And then this World card, and after that is the Seven of Cups. So it's like options come up after this World card. And the World card, like I said, it would signify the end of a way of doing things. The cycle has ended. And that could just be because you broke a prior cycle by waiting. Okay. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I'll talk to you soon.